Really?
I'm not liking Leta's chances in that case.
It doesn't look too good for him. I have to do a
And
shout out to my friend. He's a big Leta fan. I always tease him for that. Leta is such a cheesy player.
he is, dude. Hey, it's called being creative. All right, all right. You know, it's all in the
Sorry.
perspective, man. You know, some people say cheese, some people say inspired. What are you gonna do?
Or as Cork used to say, technical rushes.
Exactly, exactly. They're very technical. So we are going to be on Jade here. Nice standard map. And that's interesting. As Blind Roar is yelling about in the chat, Jade is not a particularly favorable map for Zerg, although I think it's slightly more problematic in ZVP than ZVT. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Anyway, it looks like Leta is pretty good against Zerg this season. I think that was 3-1. It just showed his stats on screen. Actually, I didn't catch what Jaedong's versus Terran stats were. But, yeah. Let's see. Now, interestingly, you know, if anybody can pull off a +3 Valkyrie again against Jaedong, it would probably be Leta. Like, for someone to do something that crazy.
Yes and no. I mean, Leta doesn't go for Valkyries. He just makes a bunch of raids and
That's
might get
true.
them
Maybe
around.
he'll
Being
win with
fan.
+3 Wraiths. Maybe he'll actually one-up Kanata and go for just +3 Wraiths and win that way. That would be so sick.
It would be.
And according to Canage, Leta actually won their last game. So apparently they played on Icarus and he 2-port Wraithed into like an Eminem timing or something and beat Jaedong.
No surprise there. He
Yep.
loves his raids. But I mean, it's not like he's doing it just. He doesn't win the game by surprise with him. He actually is pretty damn good with his raids.
Indeed,
It's
indeed.
like a legit strategy.
Yeah, even if you scout it, he can still win.
Yeah, that's my point. Did
So,
you hear that guy screaming?
what? I wasn't paying attention.
It was a random guy just screaming at CJ.
Yeah. Apparently he's always there for CJ matches. Like, I think SNM tried to point him out to me before, and I'm just like never really listening. Anyway, looks like Jaedong's gonna be the purple Zerg in the top right. Leta's gonna be the orange Terran in the bottom right. And Overlord guy going towards the top left, not gonna be in the correct direction. So a must-win situation against Jaedong. No pressure, Leta, no pressure.
Yeah, that's kind of rough having that on your shoulders. I wouldn't want to be in Lita's shoes right now.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever want to. Well, I don't know. Playing Jaedong would be super, super awesome, but I guess not in a not in a match where it actually matters. Anyway, looks like we're seeing. Man, CJ's got some fancy card things for their cheerfuls. They've got all these fancy patterns and stuff, and it says CJ1. Anyway, looks like it's gonna be a 12 hatch from Jaedong. We're gonna get a shot of commentator, guys. Is it just me? Wait, hold on. Just now, from this side, it looked a little bit like he was rocking the Elvis haircut. Is that just me? Like, if you look at it at the right angle, it looks
Yeah,
like
you might be right.
he's doing the Elvis thing.
A bit too short on the sides, but
A little
get
bit.
your point.
Alright, so we got a 12 hatch and the drone scout going towards Leta's base. Looks like Leta has taken his gas. We wouldn't expect anything else from our favorite back flipper. Crossdresser,
Not at
perhaps.
all. And these positions is actually, if you do decide to go for race, the natural is pretty accessible from his name.
That is an excellent point. And there's also not that much space behind the natural for like to fit hydras and stuff, so could be a little bit annoying to defend that. And looks like a standard 3-hatch build from Jaedong. Now his drone's gonna get in and see the gas, so he should be. Well, he's gonna know that Leta's doing something tricky. And oh, he's actually gonna. Is he just gonna chill on the ramp? Really? I hope he got in and saw that gas. I assume he did. I'm
Yeah,
not
I do
sure
believe
though.
so. Excuse me for asking a silly question. I have been out of the blue a bit too long, but 3 hatch before spawning pool, is that really like standard?
Did he not get a pool?
He made the 3rd hatch before the spawning pool, I do believe.
What? Oh man, I just assumed it was a standard 12 hatch and then 11 pool and then like another hatch. Oh man, that is not standard at all. That is kind of greedy. Thank you for
I
pointing
mean,
that out.
I've seen Jaedong do it a lot before, and then when he and Flash played each other in the finals of every single Star League, he did it to great success, but I wouldn't call it standard, so that's why I asked, and I do believe that's 3 hatch before pool.
Wow, well spotted, well spotted. It's actually funny. Somebody was. I mean, I was actually reading about this. Somebody in like the simple question, simple answers thread actually made a point about this, and there was some discussion about why this isn't more common in this matchup. Because one Rax expanding is extremely common, and it's a little bit difficult to punish that. And even if you go for something like this, you know, tech build that Lead is doing, it's not immediately obvious how you would punish the 3 hatch before pool also. So it seems like a safer build than it might sound. Although obviously if you get 2 racks, you're kind of screwed. But 2 raxing in TVZ is just not done really anymore. Anyway, it looks like Sunken is up in time to stop the Vulture. And we are having some upgrade here. It's probably going to be Vulture Mines. Yeah, it was just a 1 Vulture expand from Leta.
That's an interesting build going for the expand right off the vulture, but it gives you some map control, and until link speed is out, you can out-tank them forever.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
hi.
It basically just stops the early links. Then you and then if he tries to follow up with Hydras, you just lay Spider Mines, and then that stops the Hydras until he can get like Overlord speed. And then by that time you'll have siege tanks and whatnot, so you'll be fine. Or at least that's the theory behind it.
Yeah, I like the mech build. It's going for another factory and the armor, so probably a good study upgrades as well. Or maybe mass Goliaths, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, well there are some builds where like you can do like a 4 or 5 factory Goliath timing. I think there's actually like a specific like a 5 fact Goliath all in you can actually do in TVZ, which is quite funny. I actually tried it a few times. It's kind of weird, but yeah, apparently that's a legit build. Anyway, ooh, Lucky Ling is lucky there. Oh man, he got like all his limbs blown off, but he is still barely alive. That Ling now, he's gonna be like that guy from Starship Troopers. He's just got like no legs. He's gonna sit at a desk and recruit fresh meat for the grinder. Anyway, it looks like some Hydras are out. Gonna go clear some mines, but without Overlord speed, he's gotta be very, very careful. Although I actually don't see that many mines on the map. Looks like Leta just put a few on his wide ramp. And I think that's gonna be a Spire. Yep, standard Spire follow-up.
Or more factory, so doesn't look like he's going for some kind of biomech mixture, like Flash used to do with the Marines and the Goliath push. That was kind of awesome. I think it was Advocate who actually took a map of Jaedong on World Cyber Games with that exact build on Tarkos.
I believe you are correct. That is quite a specific anti-muta build though. It's almost like when you go for Valkyries and try to hard counter mutas. And oh
What are you
god,
doing, Jaedong?
that's why you have to be so careful. And oh my god, it's gonna hit too. Wow, Jaedong, Jaedong. That is not how you clear mines, bro. That was a very nice move by Leta, by the way. He basically used the vultures to distract and draw the Hydra's fire, because basically spider mines are actually lower priority on the attack list than units. So like if you're A moving your Hydras and they get into range of a mine, but then they randomly get attacked by a vulture, they'll actually like switch targets to the vulture, even if you move them away and they get out of range again. So
Yeah,
you gotta be so
that's a
careful.
good
Like
point.
it's the same. Oh god.
Jaedong, what are you doing?
Oh, Jaedong. Jaedong, Jaedong, Jaedong. So he's
And
going in
this
with
mute
mutas
up
now, but there's
is
plenty of
much against
Goliaths.
life. Yeah. Nothing is going right for you, Jaedong, in this game. No, what are you doing? Why are you fighting Goliaths? That won't work.
This
I guess kill a couple of Goliaths, but he lost a few mutas as well, right?
this is very interesting, actually. Look at this. Leta felt a little bit scared and decided to unload the bunker and pull the 4 Marines to help out. He actually thought Jaedong might take down all his Goliaths. Looks like Jaedong actually has a significant number of mutas there.
So hard to tell when they stack so good. But yeah, you're right. It's quite a few mutas.
Uh, uh, oh. Takes down the drone yet again, still denying Jaedong's third base. And I would say Leta is in a pretty nice spot right now. 62 supply, 64 supply against 50.
Leta has done such a good job denying that third, so yeah, I would say he's ahead.
Man,
Good
if
cover.
teammate loses, that'll be so sad. Hold on, who does CJ have left? Because I'm pretty sure, like, it's almost guaranteed that Baby would come out in set 5 if Jaedong loses, right? So CJ still has Harangi, they still have...
Effort, man.
Effort, that's true.
I love that effort. Came back to Brood War again after that short break.
Oh, Muta's moving in again. Goliath range is done though, so... Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Oh, just gonna snipe some random SCVs. And somebody in the chat said Sky High, by the way, and you know what? That might not necessarily be the worst idea, because Sky High is a TVT sniper. And even though he hasn't done that well on his snipes this season, I mean, I don't know. That would be very interesting if we got to see Baby versus Sky High in Game 5.
Yeah, the whale period, there was a period in time when Sky High actually did a really good job. I think he won he did a reverse all kill against
That's right, man.
us in the Winners League a couple of years back, but
That's right,
I haven't seen
so
much
sick.
of him lately.
Nice tank snipe, by the way, just now for Jaedong. And you know what? If anybody's mutas can pull them back into a game, I'm pretty sure it would be Jaedong's. I mean, we've seen him do amazing comebacks like that ZVP he played against Mini. Although wait, did he use mutas in that game? I'm pretty sure he did. Or was that just like Hydra's the whole game? But yeah, Jaedong's mutas are ridiculously scary, so...
Is he backpicking to barracks? That's, I guess, good, but also a bit weird.
Oh man, it looks like he is. How many barracks does he have? Is he making? He's got one,
I think
two,
he has
three,
four.
four, five. And wait, does he still have the one at his wall? I don't know, but actually that could be super effective because Jaedong is going for mass Hydras right now, and Hydras are not that good on mass against Medic Marine.
No, not at all.
This is very interesting, and I don't know where Jaedong's mutas have gone, because if Jaedong's mutas go in here and they see the barracks, then obviously he'll be prepared. He can make some lurkers, and Hydra lurkers is pretty strong in the mid game against Bio as well. But it looks like, yeah, look, these Goliaths are actually patrolling the perimeter. Leta being very careful, trying to make sure Jaedong does not see this until as late as possible.
And the unit composition is so hard for Jaedong to stop either way, even if he gets those lurkers with some good spreading, and the Goliaths makes the Marine spread naturally, so the splash damage doesn't do as much. So the combination of units is pretty beautiful.
Oh man, Jaedong, I think he still doesn't have any idea. He's taking a fourth base at the top left, playing this as if he's going against pure mech, taking a pretty quick fourth here, but can he hold off this attack? I don't know. On the other hand, I feel like, well, because this kind of backteching is makes the transition into the late game a little bit funny for Leta. Like, I don't know because usually, you know, you go for bio in the beginning and then you go to pure mech in the late game, but Leta's doing it a bit backwards. So I don't know what he's invested his upgrades into. I don't know whether he's actually planning to go for, you know, like an SK Terran eventually, or he's actually just going to go back into mech, like pure mech. Just making a temporary foray into Marines.
To be honest.
And oh my god, there's a lot of Hydras moving in. Is this going to be enough? It looks like Jaedong's losing a lot of his forces here. Oh man, Jaedong is in so much trouble now. He lost all his mutas, a decent number of his Hydras. I don't see how he can stop this force. Leta is about to beat Jaedong for the second time in his life.
It's funny when you say it like that in this live, but that's true. And
It is
I
true,
mean,
man.
Jaedong doesn't have an answer to this. Hydras won't cut it. That's for sure.
Wow,
That is so
brilliant
much Hydras
tech
cut.
switch by Leta, moving out here at the perfect time as well. And this is so interesting because usually like the strategy for ZBT when you're playing against mech is to expand a bunch because you don't expect the Terran to move out for quite a while because the mech army, in order to be effective, needs to have like a decent core of siege tanks. Like it has to be a reasonable size before it's cost efficient. In small numbers, Hydras demolish mech, so you don't actually expect a very fast move out. But Leta actually just circumvented that by supplementing his army with these medic marines, so he can actually move out a lot quicker than I think Jaedong expected. And of course also Jaedong had the wrong unit composition to deal with this, and he's just in a lot of trouble now. Looks like he's making some lurkers finally, but his natural is gone, and we will see a game 5 here. It's going to be Baby against somebody. Are we going to have Sky High for another TVT snipe? Is it going to be Harangi? Is it going to be Effort? We shall see. It looks like Jaedong's stubbornly not going to give up here.
I mean, even if Jaedong would get those lurkers up and buy himself time, the positioning on the high ground is too good. There's nothing he can do, so I'm not sure why he's doing this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's down to 40 supply against 112. He's just being JD. And GG! Leta keeps CJ's hopes and dreams alive. We doubted him in the beginning of the game, but he pulled through. Jaedong looking very upset with himself. And we're going to game 5, guys. Teammate against CJ. Both teams desperate for a win, for the chance to make the playoffs. Oh, this is actually really exciting.
What's going on with that master? That was kind of silly.
That guy. One stare. I don't even know. I'm not even like trying to rationalize One Star's actions anymore. It just breaks my brain.
I'm just
Alright.
mesmerized by him. I'm scared. I'm scared. That was kind of interesting, that game.
Like to scrap?
Stupid ad. Ah! Sorry, my volume's going crazy. Alright. Finally, are you ready with the VOD?
Yes I am.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th and final set of Team 8 versus CJ. It is going to be Baby versus Effort on Ground Zero.